I say raising capital is an extreme sport.
Wow, that's interesting.
Raising capital is an extreme sport.
Welcome to the Kimani Capital Experience, and today I'm privileged to have a guy who is really getting into the jobs industry, trying to disrupt what's happening on how we're gonna get jobs. Right now, everyone is trying to figure out how they're going to, get an online job, get an online technician, guys who are going to help you in day-to-day services. But how do you go about it? See, right now we go to Facebook, we go to Instagram for services, we go to all these other social media platforms to ask or look for services. But right now we have a young guy here who's really determined to help you guys solve that problem. So let's get into it and let's see what exactly is Jobzy building. So thank you so much, Matt, for honoring my call to come to this interview, and let's get into it. So first, let's start by who is Matt. Who is Matt, and how did you get about even to get to this point where you're building a startup that is really trying to solve a problem that has been here for decades.
So thank you, Kim, for inviting me here today. It's really exciting to talk about Jobzy, talk about the solution we're building. So my name is Matt Modera. Started Jobs with a couple of friends, let's say close to 3 years ago. Matt is a 19-year-old now. Has been doing this for, let's say, 2 years and some months.
Wait, Matt, you're 19? Crazy. I didn't know that. But anyway, but if it's 2 years ago, which means you started even before getting your ID.
Yeah, I was 16.
Interesting.
We started this during the pandemic, 2020. Yeah, so I've been doing this with some friends since high school, building it up pole till where we are now. We raised capital last year, went to market, and yeah. Now facilitating services on jobs.
Alright, so who's Matt growing up? How was your upbringing like? Do you have parents who were into business, or how did you even think about building a company while still in high school, which is crazy. But when I was in high school, personally, I was just thinking about getting cars, women, drugs, and all this, just getting to figure out this adulthood life. Tell me.
I'm just a simple kid and not much going on. Had a fairly average life, but I'd always had an interest for technology, solving problems, really tackling the tough things out there and coming up with solutions for them. That's the approach I had, and I've always been interested in these types of things. So when we decided to start Jobzy, we felt Jobzy was a really exciting problem, something we really wanted to delve into and try to figure out. Many people have tried this, it's not really worked, so we thought we can give it a shot ourselves and see how it goes.
Wow, interesting. So you said you've been into this kind of trying to figure out solutions to problems using tech. So is there any other are there other ideas that you actually brought to life where before you actually settled on jobs?
I've never really talked about them much. There are a couple we've done before. Yeah. Remember, first one is in high school we tried launching a school magazine which was supposed to send out to several schools. Got shut down by the principal.
So sort of an insider. Like
yes. But now written by students, okay. Not a media company. Right. So we get articles, collect them, then send them over, but it got shut down.
Okay.
Parents were called to school. It was this whole big issue. So we've done a lot. We've also some we've done online. Always trying new things, trying to figure things out. I've been working with the same team, my co-founder Bo and Enoch. We've been trying to do these things together. And
it's been exciting.
Yeah. We went to Mangu.
Mangu, my friend. I have another friend in Mangu, and he was like, even after leaving Mangu, these guys are still tight. And like, oh, so it's more of a culture that is there in Mangu, that you guys, even after leaving school, you're still strong friends, and I really like that. Anyway, so you guys are, you've tried to come up with ideas, and then now you've settled on Jobzy. So you started this when you're still in high school.
Yes, yes.
After finishing high school now, you live in the same area as well, or now how did you go about, still you're in different places and you're still building this idea?
Maybe to give a bit more detail,
Yeah.
When we're starting this in high school,
Yeah.
at that point you don't know what's a business,
Of
you
course.
don't know about tech. It was the one at Jobs. You were asking ourselves which programming language should we use to build this.
Yeah.
So there was more of learning than really doing. So once we finished school, that's when the doing really started. That's when we a few months after I was done, that's when I actually pitched at Daniel Labs. Because after school, we launched our first product. Our first product, we built up our website, and users would request services through dialing. So we had.
So you're doing these things yourselves. You're the guys who are programming.
Yes.
All right, the three of you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So and you are the guy who's selling.
Yes.
All right.
So the way the team is structured, I lead like the business side. Enoch handles tech, and Bolo handles marketing, growth. Yeah.
Okay.
So 2020 were like learning everything. We're like, what's a startup? Who are investors? Where are they? What's happening? What's this space? So it's mostly learning.
Yeah.
Then 17 is when we launched our first product. Towards when we finished school, we had a website up. Guys were requesting services through guiding. We pitched that to the lab. After that, that's when we raised capital. From there, we went on to WhatsApp, and now we're on mobile. Yeah.
Or by mobile, what do you mean?
Mobile apps.
Oh, mobile apps.
Yes.
So I have to download Jobzy for me to access this. All right. So now take me through now the problem that you guys are trying to solve, and why you guys are the best to solve. Because you've just mentioned that there are a lot of people who tried before and have not been able to fully achieve the solution.
So they say 80% of Kenya and Africa's workforce is working informally. So these are guys doing gigs here and there every day.
Yeah.
They earn a daily wage, and so Jobs' goal is to effectively connect this large pool of available labor directly with demand. That being cleaners, photographers, plumbers, get them to guys who want their house clean, people who have an event and need pictures taken. Yes. So beyond that, these people also suffer many challenges during their day-to-day. Like they have difficulty accessing capital, accessing insurance. So also enable that through our platforms. Yes.
How do you enable them getting capital and also insurance?
So as you're doing jobs on Jobzy, we know you're earning, let's say, be it you're a cleaner, you're making 500 bob every day.
Yeah.
If you go to a bank, they would ask you where are your pay slips.
Yeah.
You need a loan.
Yeah.
Jobzy has that data. If you're making 500 bob every day, we give you 10k, 50k, you'll be able to pay this within this period of time.
Yeah.
So that's how we give them access to capital. It's through the data we have on them on the platform.
So you yourselves loan them?
So we've got partners who provide loans based on the data we have. Yeah. And for insurance, they can also pay for it as they're progressively offering services on Jobs.
Wow, that's interesting. So why are you the best guys to provide this solution, having said that there are other guys who've tried before and have not been able to hack it?
I think I'd say we have a knack for solving hard problems. We're motivated doing this every day, and we have a willingness to learn and figure out not only from our mistakes, from other people's mistakes. I've taken time to talk to a number of people who started these types of platforms, figure out what were their failing points, and also build from that and also solve those problems within our platform. So I think we're ready to learn to build the best possible product. That's what I'd say. Not that we're too smart or anything, but we feel that through consistent learning and trying to figure out what customers actually want, we'll be able to deliver something that would actually solve this problem finally.
Wow. So it seems like you're trying to become like the Jumia of local technicians or service providers. So what has been your approach to the market now that you can access all these industries? What has been your main? Are you focusing on like a single industry first, or how has been your approach to the market so far?
Our scope has been general. We say we're connecting guys providing physical services as long as it's legal.
I'm sure.
I put it that way.
Yeah.
The three main categories we've been facilitating services are home services, repairs, and beauty services. So we've been mainly focused on those three categories.
So, and how do you get these guys?
I'd say the supply is there. The biggest challenge is actually on customer acquisition. People want jobs, so getting the supply is the difficulty we're having is verifying them and making sure we have the right people. But it's very easy to get the supply. The thing is now gaining that trust from customers, making people believe in your product and knowing if I invite this person to my home, things are not being broken. I'm actually going to get my house nicely.
How are you guaranteeing me as the client? I need my seats cleaned. I've gotten a service provider from Jobzy. If they come to my house and anything goes wrong, is Jobzy responsible for that, or how do you go about such cases?
So we've got a very rigorous vetting process to the people who we allow onto the platform to provide services. So we have to make sure that they've done this before, they've done it a number of times. They have high standards of quality to the work they do. So we have not had so many issues during this, but we do entrust our customers. If anything goes wrong, we as Jobzy are willing to come and solve it in the best way we can.
All right. So is there like a reviews section where even these customers have to review the service providers after they've done the service?
Yes, definitely. After you pay, you're able to. There's a question you're given. Would you recommend this person to the next person? And you also the other one is you're able to write a review, add pictures, say this was before, this was my before, this was my after. I'm happy with the service.
Interesting. You've said once the customers pay, that's when they can access the review section and get to review the service provider.
Yes.
So that means that these guys are paying through Jobzy.
Yes.
So you also facilitate the payment process.
Yes.
All right, great. So that comes to now the issue of data. How do you make sure that the customer's data is safe with you guys, and that I'm not gonna feel any I'm not gonna feel anything, or I'm not gonna have any questions while submitting my card details or M-Pesa, my number, M-Pesa details.
So currently, Jobzy adheres to Kenya's data protection rules. So we make sure all the policies are in check while using the platform. And again, we don't take too much data from our customers. The guys who actually provide most of the data is the service providers, because we have to make sure we have the right people on the platform. We're fairly lenient to the customers coming on the platform, but more aggressive on the service provider side. So the data you mostly provide would come in payment, but also it's data that we're allowed to take as a platform, and we adhere to the standards on how we keep and maintain that data.
Interesting. I believe that this platform is free for the end user, right?
Yes.
So for me, if I want to get someone to do a certain service for me, I'm gonna download the app and it's free for me to use, right?
Yes.
So how are you guys? What's your revenue model for the jobs?
I'd say there's a funnel, and there's value for Jobzy at different points of the funnel. So at the start, there could be advertising. A service provider could advertise himself on Jobzy, and probably a customer would reach out. Then after the service, there'll be a commission, which is about 10% of the labor cost of the service.
Okay.
So that would be, let's say, there was some things bought that would not be added onto that. So it would be just the labor cost. Then in the long run, there would be the loans and the insurance services that come after progressively using the platform.
Interesting. You've told me that there's not a challenge in incorporating service providers, because there's a lot of
the supplies there. I said 80% of the workforce is working this way.
So they're actually more than willing to just get into a platform where they have more exposure. Great. So what has been the main challenge when trying to convince some people to download Jobzy and use Jobzy as the solution, instead of just going on Facebook or Instagram, or just even asking a friend? to refer them to a service provider?
I think, what would I say? B2C models are fairly hard in the startup world. You know, the high customer acquisition costs, the marketing and everything, going out there, reaching out to people. It's fairly hard if almost everybody can be your customer.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but we're doing our best. We're doing our best. What Jobs is trying to do? Yes, guys are currently using Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to request service providers. Jobs is trying to more streamline that process. You take all the service providers and you get them on one platform. You have their reviews, you have information on the services they've done, the standards they have when they're doing these services, and everybody you're requesting a service from is verified. You know, you can go on Facebook and I can just set up an account and say I'm a cleaning company and come and rob your house.
Sure.
But coming on Jobzy, everybody there is verified and you've got data on this person has done 100 jobs. These are the reviews they've had from previous customers. And also there's the trust knowing that Jobzy verified this individual before listing them on the platform.
Yeah.
So I believe that's the value we are giving customers by coming to Jobzy.
Wow. Interesting. All right, so now let's get into now the startup phase. I understand that raising capital is a very huge obstacle for founders here, especially here in Kenya and Africa at large. So what are the things that you guys have done to be able to make sure that at least you told me you just raised funding, your first funding last year. What is it? What would you say has made you? And this you are now talking to the young founders out there, just like you. I mean, I'm amazed to know that you're 19 years old, and it's crazy. And I know right now with the increased use or uptake of tech, right now we're gonna even have founders from as young as 10 years and whatnot. So what advice would you give them out there when it comes to how to conduct themselves or what they need to do to be able to even get into that position where they're having talks with, for instance?
I'd say talk to investors as early as you can within this journey. I say raising capital is an extreme sport.
Wow, that's interesting.
Raising capital is an extreme sport. So I'd say learn from investors. That's why talk to them as early as you can. Figure out what, because investors are always talking to guys building these businesses. So
sure.
You have an idea, go out there, tell this investor, hey, I have this idea. You'll say, I backed this company the other day that did this and did this. Probably you should fix this. This was the problem they had. So talk to investors as early as you can, learn from them. And then from that, I think that will have some value in how you're going to build your product. And then, no's are good. I say no's are good. You'll get no. Eventually the yeses start coming in. This investor will say no because of this and this problem. Go fix on that. This one will tell you no because of this and this problem. Eventually, you'd have tackled most of the problems and you'd have a product that is investable, let's say. Because startups are different, they require different levels of funding, and it's all based on the industry that the types of each investor has the different industries they focus on. So there's all that, but I tell you, in Africa, it's important. Most investors want to see revenue. That's one thing I've realized.
So the first question is like, are you making money?
Yeah, are you making money?
Yeah.
You'd go there, just an idea. No, you go there, I have launched my app. No, they want to see customers and paying customers, guys who actually want the product. So if you're willing to raise, if you want to go out there and raise capital, I'll give you this thing, have paying customers. Prove that people actually want your product. And based on that, you have good chances of actually raising capital in this market in Africa. But talk to investors, build relationships with them, learn from them. It's important. It will help you within your fundraising journeys. And
what would be success to you in the next 5 to 10 years? Where do you see Jobzy, and what would be like success to you once in the next 5 and 6 years you are now a unicorn? What would that success look like?
I think success for us will be effectively delivering on our promise, which is connecting the large pool of available labor in Africa with demand effectively, this 80%, we are able to tap to a significant chunk of that population working in this way, and also effectively linking them with customers and giving customers value, enabling these service providers to grow and build their businesses through Jobzy. It will be something very exciting for us. So that's the goal for us. We just really want to tackle this problem. We got into this to solve this problem because it's a hard problem. So solving it and actually creating real value for the market and the economy will be success for us.
Interesting, fantastic, great. I want you to talk to startup founders out there. I want you to give them just three actionable steps where, in regards to what they need to do to be able to overcome that fear to start, their startup. If there's something that's stopping them from starting a startup, this is someone who has an idea. I know we always have ideas, we always come up with ideas all the time, and if it's someone like you who's always thinking of how to solve things, there may be a lot of people who are stuck in that level. I have this idea, but I don't know what's next. So what are the three things that you would advise a young founder out there before they launch their startup?
I think I'd say it's just 3 words. Nike said it best, just do it.
So there's no formula, there's no shortcut.
It's just those 3 words.
Yeah.
Just do it. You never really know. Nobody really ever knows.
Yeah.
Just go out there and do it. Go out there, learn, talk to customers, figure out what they want. There's this essay written by Paul Graham. It says that for a startup to succeed, 3 things need to be essential for a startup success. That is, start with the right people, figure out what customers want, and don't run out of money. So I'd say find the right people, find out what customers want, and don't run out of money.
And how do you make sure you don't run out of money? Because that's actually a very big challenge.
Just mitigate how you spend money. Spend money on the right things. Don't get too excited about having money, raising a small funding round, and you go all crazy about it. So just control it. Try to plan out, figure out what's your burn rate and plan for it. Because at the end of the day, you raised 1 million. You can spend the 1 million in 2 months, spending 500K each month. Or you can plan it out for 10 months, spending 100K, or 20 months, spending 50K. So figure out how you're spending, figure out your spending so you don't run out of money.
Wow, interesting. Wow, that was a very insightful talk with Matt from Jobzy. And right now, I want to thank you so much for adhering to this call, coming and I'm trying to elevate what is still underground. People don't know that these solutions are actually happening out here, and they're actually young guys who are trying to come up with actual solutions for problems that we have tried to solve over and over and we've not got it. So as we wrap up, Matt, kindly let people know where to find you personally, and also Jobzy itself on socials and everywhere.
I think you could just Google Jobzy. You'll find Jobzy. Go on Google, type Jobzy, Jobzy.
Yeah.
But our platform is on jobzy.africa. That's our domain. My name is Matt Magera. I think if you search up Matt Magera, you'll find me on LinkedIn, I don't know, primarily LinkedIn for this setting. So
you're out there and you want to connect with Matt, you can see he has extensive knowledge in the startup world. Being a 19-year-old, I mean, it's fascinating to see how these guys are coming up with very, very complex. They're making complex stuff seem very simple, and I really like how you are putting things in perspective, like saying that raising capital is an extreme sport. I really like this one. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get notified and see what solutions that Africans are building for Africa. Thank you so much, and see you later. Cheers, bro. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it.
thank you too. Thank you.
Wow.